Welcome back. Good to see you, Dodie.
You too, sweetheart. Nick, as you probably all know, we live up at the Northern Beaches, and
share a back fence.
And how beautiful was the beach this morning? Just the glistening sun on the water, the waves rolling in, the beautiful, and because the sand up at Palm Beach is sort of a bit orangey, and with the morning sun on it, I just thought, how motivating, how inspiring. I breathed it in and I thought, I'm so excited about this interview today.
I know. Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I'd say the golden beaches of Australia, and we've got, I think, like really a golden girl here, you know, a golden girl with us who absolutely loves gold,
Who's
yellow.
actually from the Northern Beaches.
Northern Beaches from our hood.
I just learned that.
Everyone, welcome back. You can listen to us on YouTube, and thank you for all your reviews.
And subscribe, guys, because everyone says to me,
for free.
oh, I subscribe, I have to pay for so many. It doesn't cost a cent to subscribe.
And you can watch
to Over the Back Fence.
It's just another way of doing it.
If you can't get enough of us, right? Oh, God, I've got to watch them too.
Anyhow, let me introduce our beautiful golden girl here, who really, let me just say this, and especially Di, how many times have we told ourselves, I'll do it tomorrow? Mm-hmm. Well, our guest today says tomorrow is where too many dreams get left behind. Mm-hmm. Known in the US as the excuse buster from down under, Lizzie Williamson is a global motivator and TEDx speaker, best-selling author, former professional dancer and on cruise ships as well, a proud mum of 2 daughters, featuring on TV including Good Morning America, a regular on Sunrise. Lizzie has inspired audiences around the world and shared stages with people like Barack and Michelle Obama, Arianna Huffington and the Dalai Lama, just to name a few.
Yeah, just throw a few out there.
So she brings her incredible energy, practical tools and insightful tips to help people stop overthinking, get out of their own way and start taking action. So as we said, she's in our hood and we can't wait to hear more. So what are we waiting for, Lizzie? Welcome to the back fence.
I have been happy dancing all morning.
Well, you were just dancing. We just heard some Tay-Tay music and you were dancing and you got me dancing. That's just coming up the stairs to the studio.
Yeah.
As I was walking to the studio this morning, I saw this glow of yellow. And if you watch us on YouTube, you'll have a peek at Lizzie's outfit. It's bright yellow. I thought it was Nicola coming down because when I saw a photo of Lizzie, all I thought of was Nicola. Because if you watch us on YouTube, they both have this infectious smile, the teeth. And because I know when Nicola walks into a room, she doesn't speak. She opens her mouth and smiles. I know people feel this warmth. Now, you have exactly the same thing. And I used to say to Nicola, you're the Luna Park smile. So you're the same. You're exactly the same.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm originally a Melbourne girl, so I can be the Melbourne Luna Park and you can be the Sydney Luna Park smile.
We've got it covered.
Oh, wow.
So, all right, look, there's so much excitement that you're all going to hear today with Lizzie. But look, behind every successful person, and particularly someone that's in the motivational arena, there's a story. And the story sometimes shocks people. Like they think, oh, yeah, well, they're great up on a stage and doing that. Well, I'm sorry. Like, let's change the narrative. I mean, can we start with, Nicola mentioned about dancing and, motivational speaking. But let's start with, can you just bring us into your life of dancing to motherhood to postnatal depression? Let's start with that arena and let's move into the things we're so excited about.
I always loved to dance. And it was from when I was a little girl, I always knew that's what I wanted to do and be. And every morning, I grew up in this country town called Gympie in Queensland. I don't know if you've been to
Don't you love that name? Gympie,
it's great. Gympie. And so every morning, that's where I would be before school. I'd get up an hour before I had to in my garage. There was no door on the garage. And my dad had built me this makeshift ballet bar, which is this long circle piece of wood up against the wall. And I had this piece of lino on the floor. And every morning, I would be there at my ballet bar doing my pliés, which is a ballet exercise, and dancing around. I had a little mirror there. And I loved to dance so much. It brought me so much joy. And when I was on stage, I couldn't hold back that joy. I mean, like your smile, my smile. And I knew that I could, with that dancing and that joy, I knew it was infectious and I could see it in people. And so that's brought me down to Sydney to dance school. And that's what I would always do. If I ever felt flat or down, I just knew that dancing would pick me back up. I mean, if you walked into some kind of club or something in the 90s and you saw someone dancing up on the bar or table, that would be me.
I'd be with you. I would have been with you. Guaranteed.
Yeah, and you'd be a shining light standing out there.
I just loved it. It was just brought me so much joy and energy. And then when I had my second baby. So I had them quite close together, about 20 months together. And I just arrived at this time in my life and I couldn't get myself to do it. I couldn't get myself to dance or to do all the things that I knew would help me
How old was the baby?
better. It's like a newborn baby.
So newborn.
Newborn, second baby.
Yes.
Really dark, very, very overwhelmed. And I just couldn't work it out. I knew what to do, and I'd always been this positive, this action taker person. I knew the tools, I knew the things, I knew exercise was great for mental health. I mean, before this point, if I'd heard of someone else that was struggling with their mental health, I would think, oh, you just need to exercise. You should just be dancing. You'd feel so much better. And then here I was in this state where the thing that I knew was going to help me the most just felt impossible.
Incredible thought, isn't it, Nicola?
Yeah, it is.
Truly.
And it's one of those two. When people say from the outside would look at you, you've got 2 perfect babies, a husband, life should be good. And we're even harder on yourself. They're going, what's the matter with me? Like I've got, like nearly everything in many people's eyes. And, what happened from there?
I had so much shame. I was so
sad.
ashamed.
Wow,
Exactly
yes,
that.
yes.
I thought, how dare you?
Yeah.
Everything
that.
that you have. You have 2 healthy children. You've got a family that supports you. You've got a roof over your head. You've got food you can eat. How dare you not be coping?
I heard goosebumps on that one.
Look at everyone else who's so much worse off than you in the world. And here you are not coping. And I'm just saying to myself, get over it. Get over yourself. And I just couldn't. So, it was so much shame. And I think that's why I kept this a very big secret for months.
Until when? Until you couldn't anymore?
A secret, that's frightening just in itself.
I was so ashamed at the
like
thoughts I was having in my
internally.
head. I was so ashamed at having thoughts like wanting to throw my baby out of a very tall window.
Right. And for those listeners listening to that's not, I have to almost say, like with postnatal depression, sometimes it's quite common. Like it would not happen, but it's these crazy thoughts that intervene.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's shocking to someone listening right now, someone you love so dearly. That's how much it eats into you, this postnatal depression.
So much pain you were in. And
remarkable.
what was your steps from there, Lizzie?
Well, I thought that I was the only one. This is such a common thing, isn't it?
Yes.
You're helping so many people.
I didn't think for a minute that anyone else was having those same thoughts or feeling so stuck, because I'd go to the playgroup and I would look around and I think, wow, everyone else is coping.
Yeah.
Everyone else is loving this. And the amount of times I would just pick up my girls and just run out of there in tears because I just thought, wow, everyone's coping. But of course, I wasn't sharing how I was really feeling. No one else was sharing how they were feeling either. And so I was pretending, and I got to a point where I couldn't pretend anymore. And it was one night that my husband came home and the girls were upstairs. We lived in this really skinny terrace in Balmain, and the girls were upstairs in their cots and they were crying, and I was there, and it's pretty much on the floor, like back against the wall type of thing, just like, I can't do this, with this horrible, very scary, dark voice in my head. And my husband came into the door and he looked at me and he said, pretty much begged, and he said, please go and get some help, because you're falling apart and it means that everything is starting to fall apart. Please go and call your doctor.
Tears for eyes.
No,
which I finally did.
Yeah, I'm glad he actually could acknowledge that as well and really support you, than like nearly putting the finger at you, not with not understanding it. That it's wonderful that he had this. And where did you go to from there?
So I went and saw my doctor.
Yes.
And
GP.
My GP. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it took me so long to say the words, because I thought that she was going to tell me what I was telling myself, which was, come on, look at
Get a grip,
get over it.
I get that.
You're right, you'll be right. And of course she didn't say that. She said, what you're experiencing is postnatal depression. Postnatal depression, that's a thing?
Wow, you hadn't heard of that?
No, because this was 18 years ago.
Right.
And before really all the internet and everything, at least I'm so happy now
true,
for
Nicola.
younger people
I
that
agree.
they're aware of it and early
The
signs, and they
fingertips.
know places to go. But to hear your stories now, it's so important. And
So who guided you to the Gidget Foundation?
Yeah, so that came a little bit later, because when I saw my doctor, it was really good. We talked and she gave me treatment options and what I could be doing. But she also said to me something that you would have heard a lot, Nicola,
yes, yeah.
which is something I'm sure everyone listening has heard, is when you get on a plane and they tell you in an emergency to put your oxygen
It's
mask on first before assisting
My
others.
mantra.
That's what you have to do. This is an
mantra.
emergency, she said to me.
I love this doctor.
Yeah, it's true.
She sounds cool.
Yeah, she was really, really cool.
The right person, right time.
Yeah. Now, of course, I walked out of there thinking, okay, but I mean, what can this oxygen mask thing be for me? Because I felt like, okay, I have got no time. I couldn't even walk to the toilet go to the toilet by myself without my toddler following me in there. I felt like I didn't have any money to spare. I felt so sleep deprived, and I had no idea what it could actually be, because the idea of, okay, oxygen mask, going out to an exercise class, that just felt all too big and way too hard. And so I got home and I had her words in my ear about the oxygen mask, and I put on an episode of Play School for my girls, and I was there at my kitchen bench. I thought, okay, right, you've got to do something. And I put my hands on that kitchen bench, and I just was transported back to being at my ballet bar at that garage in Gympie.
I know. I've had tears.
Yeah, I was at my ballet bar, and I said to myself, just move. And so I put my heels together and I turned my toes out, and I can't believe how hard this was to do. Like telling you now, I got myself to do this one plie, which is this knee bend. And I bent my knees and I straightened them up again. And I do it again. And that's what I did again. And I couldn't do very long at all. And my head, the first thing the thought was, well, this whole oxygen mask thing, I mean, it's pointless. It doesn't work for me here. I can only do a couple of minutes, whatever. But I had this really, really faint feeling. I guess it was in my heart, I suppose. And it was this feeling I hadn't felt for so long. And it was this very faint feeling of hope. So I can do that. That's something I can do for me. And when I got into bed that night, I remember that I would always go through all the things that I had done wrong as a mum. I hadn't given my baby the organic pumpkin homemade puree that you're supposed to make them, or the toddlers reading the mama books, ABCs,
every
and all
mother
this sort of
gets
stuff.
it,
And I was listing it all out, and then I thought, did that thing for you at the kitchen bench, those plies, do that again tomorrow. And so that's what I did.
Yay!
It's actually remarkable.
So did you go on medication then? Did you get support as well? Because now sort of speaking to different people, and we're all friends with Chelsea Pottinger, who's been on as well, and she shares her journey. And did you go on some sort of medication too, or you just did it really through your own ways?
I did it. I didn't go on medication, but I saw a psychologist.
Okay,
good.
Great.
Which was just
because I think we just say for people listening that they all need support for that, and it's quite. How common is it?
It's 1 in 5 women.
Very common. Very common, I think, at different levels. It's some and more extreme. I've actually looked into it over the years because I'm fascinated by it. Because I had it where I wasn't postnatally depressed as much as I was sleep deprived, because breast is best back then. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I didn't have the right milk because I had my last child later, and he cried on and off for 3 months, and I hadn't slept properly for 3 months. I was losing it. So there was a part of me that talked about that and looked into it. So the levels from 1 to, so what level would you say you were, and is that at what stage did you go to enter the Gidget Foundation arena?
I was actually ended up with the Gidget Foundation later on.
Tell us about that. Well, firstly, let's hear, because I think the Gidget Foundation's absolutely mind-blowing, a saviour.
Yes, they absolutely are. So I'm what they call a Gidget angel.
Yeah.
And so, just having someone say to you, oh, you're not alone, and meeting other people that are experiencing the same thing. I mean, it's an incredible story from the darkest of times, what those founding members of Gidget did when they lost Gidget, and they all went, right, we need to do something here. And then they started with this one house in the Northern Beaches, and then that started to grow.
Because that's Gidget, that she lost her life sadly, didn't she? Yes, and her friends rallied,
They rallied and they created something so incredible.
And people can go and stay, and they're looked after and nurtured. Like Nicola just mentioned, Chelsea Pottinger we had on. Do you know Chelsea?
Yeah, really well.
She's an ambassador for the Gidget Foundation. She, as Nicola mentioned, suffered postnatal depression. She stayed in there, and I don't know, there must be something in the water. There's so many women that she'd met then continued following their journey and how they're thriving. And she, like you, she she studied psychology, but she's on the talk circuit. I just think there's some places like the Gidget Foundation. I just said to Nicola this morning, I want to raise money and more awareness around
We
what
can
they
put the
do.
link. We can
I
put
really
the link on
do.
that one. And I'm
It's
sure that there's
incredible.
other ones as well too, isn't there, for people in other places who are listening in to get support? What would you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Essential.
something so powerful about knowing you're not alone.
Yes, that's it, isn't it?
It really, really
It's
is. And in the
everything.
moment.
And by talking about it, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
so
know,
true,
and there's
Nicola.
no shame
It's no
now.
taboo anymore.
Yeah. And then look, and then
Cards
you
are on
end
the
up.
table.
So how do
Fingers
you
on the
turn your
table.
life around? And I want to hear about the yellow as well.
Yeah. Tell us about the fingers. Go, like the 2-minute bloody finger workout. That astounds me. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
I know.
Yeah. Look, I think that so often, me at the time, that was my first thought. Went, come on, really, 2 minutes? What's that going to do?
Of course.
But then I heard of my really good friend's sister was struggling with her mental health as well, and she had a little baby. And I thought, okay, well, I started doing these 2-minute moves, as they later came to be known as, at my kitchen bench. So why don't I film one and I'll send it to her? Because it wasn't really social media then.
No.
And then I heard from her, and she said, yeah, this is starting to help me as well. Just one piece of the pie of the mental health strategies that we need. And then I thought, okay, well, that helped her. Wow. And then I started telling other people, and then social media came to be and started sharing them, and then started to hear from other people and realizing that, oh, okay, I was stuck in this way of thinking that so many other people are as well, beyond the postnatal depression, which was in my mind when it came to something like, say, exercise. If I didn't have that hour, and if I didn't have the energy to go for it and walk out the door and go to that certain gym class and have my fancy activewear on and be fit enough, everything, if it didn't look like that, then I couldn't do the exercise thing. It's that all or nothing mindset. And I started to realize that's what I was so stuck in. And then I'm hearing all these other people that, yeah, that's me too, with so many different other things, not just exercise. And so what that 2 minutes did for me was turn that all or nothing mindset into all or something, and how that something is actually so much better than nothing. Even though we say to ourselves, no, it has to look this perfect way.
Like they sort of say, there's always an excuse. I haven't got enough time. And like I was saying, I'll do it tomorrow because it's too much now. I haven't got the time now. Well, you can always find 2 minutes, can't you? But just quickly,
Excuse
back to you.
buster from down under.
I love that. Don't you love
the
it?
excuse buster from down under. It was a bit Southern Belle, wasn't it? I love it. Nicola said, you said excuses, and Nicola said, like, to me, excuses, I hear myself saying it so often.
I can't do it. I haven't got enough time.
You're the most motivating person in the world. Like, been for the walk, I'm going, it's raining, Nicola. I'm going and putting my raincoat on. You inspire me like no one. But honestly, sometimes I hear my excuses and they make me giggle. Oh, you can't because. Oh, you can't because. Oh, you can't because. And I'm sick of it.
But you know what I think? And we'll go back to
anyone
you, Lizzie.
listening the same?
No, but it's good because at least I think the first thing is awareness of it.
It's
true. Because once you're aware of it, then 100%. You go, can you change your thoughts? So back with you. Just get there, then we'll move on.
What have you got there?
Yeah, but what about, I want to know about, back with your personal journey, Lizzie, is that how do you go from there to what you're doing now?
So slowly.
I was going to say.
I just really want to know, just for our listeners, and then we want to move on to what we're doing.
Because it wasn't that 2 minutes of plies and then boom, here I am. I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah.
It felt like this very, very slow crawl out of a spiral that I'd gotten to, and I'd gotten to the bottom of the spiral, and it was 2 minutes at a time. It was seeing my psychologist. It was keeping on seeing my doctor. It was then because I was doing something for me and I was starting to talk to people. Then I start to talk to people a bit more, and then the shame starts to lift, because shame loves that silence.
Doesn't it?
When you start talking, that shame starts to lift. And so then I started to notice a bit of a difference, that sometimes those 2 minutes would turn into longer, or I started to see that because I was doing something for me, I was eating something other than my kids' leftover soggy crusts of their toast. So I started to nourish myself a bit more. So started to see this ripple effect. And also I think there was something about the sharing of the thing that had helped me, even though I was still in recovery from that time and still sometimes would find myself slipping back, sharing what was helping with me, and also really leaning into this tool of just 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, 2 minutes at a time. And that, I think, slowly got me going and started sharing it, and then wrote the first book, started doing the
Which
TV,
was? What's the
all
name
stuff.
of your first book as
2
well?
Minute Moves.
Okay, how's that?
like
Isn't that good?
yeah.
And you're a girl
Yeah.
with moves as well, aren't
It's
you?
funny when you say how it started unfurling. I often get an image of a sunroof. You know when the sunroof closes, it's
Yes,
dark.
yeah.
When you start unraveling that, because after my divorce I went down, I spiraled down. But I got this image of a sunroof. As it slowly opens, the light comes in. As it slowly, and then you have to stop it because that's enough for now. It's all I can cope with. Then you press the button, it opens a bit more to eventually open it all the way up. Once that light comes in, it's actually incredible the amount of people that go from rock bottom and start that journey up, their whole life changes. So if listeners, you're in that rock bottom mode right now, what would you recommend to them?
Well, I think that there's really something about looking at what that step can be. So if you're there, the visualization of feeling very stuck in the mud, and you've got your big boots on, and you're there and you're feeling completely stuck. And how am I going to get out of this stuck place? Probably not by just being there and not taking any type of move or action at all. We've got to try. And that first little step when you're trying to get out of the mud, it feels impossible. And it's like you hardly go anywhere because you are stuck there. Your boots, everything just like squelched down. But it's just that little bit, and then you try a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and that's the little steps, and that's the actions. And it's also, we so often stay in that waiting, what you were talking about before. I'm going to wait until I have more time. I'm going to wait until I've got my energy. I'm going to wait until my kids are a bit older. I'm going to wait until I don't feel guilty. Well, we've got a way to bust those excuses around here, and I reckon we should do it.
Let's start it. Wow,
Yes,
let's start it. Please,
Okay, all right. I'm going to pass you guys something.
Yay, okay.
Seriously.
Oh,
This, if you're just listening, is it's called. It's a green.
I'm so
fly
curious.
so you're going to watch
green
YouTube with this one
fly
now.
swatter,
Ooh.
and it's got the whacker written on
Oh,
it.
I like that.
Right? Okay, so it's a green fly
That's
swatter in
concerning.
the shape of the Australia flag. So I'm going to pass
Okay,
you both one of
okay.
these. Okay.
Do we whack this?
No, I was,
Okay,
I was
hold
going to
on.
whack that.
Yeah, you can whack. All right. So
We can
I
whack.
want you to think of,
Fairy
Di, you
godmother.
think of one
Yep,
thing that
yep.
you know you want to be doing,
Yep,
right? You
yep.
know you could be doing, you
Yep.
should be doing, whatever it is, but you're not doing it.
Okay.
It's that knowing and doing. And in that gap is all the waiting. We're waiting for no time, no energy, all of those. I call it the excuse voice. Now, sometimes it's not. It's a real obstacle, a challenge. Let's call it excuse voice for fun.
Yeah, love
so
it.
there's probably an excuse in your head or something in your head
Yeah.
that you keep telling yourself.
Yeah.
Can you think of something?
Yeah, I really need to have more chia in my life, but I've got to soak it overnight and put yogurt in it and add this and add that. And at night, sometimes I go, I couldn't be bothered.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yet I know it's the greatest gift for my body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
That's my latest thing anyway.
Okay, great.
I could keep you here for an hour.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I can't
So
be
that's your
bothered.
excuse. And look,
I can't
we
be
had
bothered.
I just heard from someone yesterday
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, I really want to go for a morning walk, and I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I know I need to be doing my accounts. I can't be bothered."
Yeah.
We all say,
Yes.
"I can't be bothered."
Yeah, it's
okay.
spot on. That's
all right.
it.
So that's your excuse voice saying
Yeah.
that, right?
Yes.
Now we're going to tap into the excuse buster voice.
Right.
Yeah, Nicola, you're going to be the
Okay.
excuse buster voice,
Okay,
right?
okay.
I'm keeping that
You're
down.
buster-
Yeah,
you
you're going
pop
to
that
bust
down.
it. Yeah.
So you're going to say, Nicola, I can't
Back off.
I can't be bothered. And you're going to say, as the excuse buster, these 3 magic words.
Okay.
Okay.
Just 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
And you're going to give Di a big whack.
Oh,
Okay.
this will be
I love
fun.
it. I
Just
love
2
it.
minutes.
It's so
Yeah.
weird. I said you downstairs about whacking something that's actually hysterical.
Okay. I can't-
So
I
I'll
can't
say
be-
that.
I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered at night. I'm tired to be making, because I've got to soak the chia seeds. I've got to put the yogurt in the fridge, wait for tomorrow morning's
Hey,
breakfast.
Di.
I couldn't be bothered.
Just 2 minutes.
Oh, give her a whack. What about if you said to yourself, I want to go and do go for a walk in the morning, but I don't have the time. Try that one.
Okay. I really want to go for a walk. I sometimes do this anyway. Did a good one this morning. I want to go for a walk in the morning, but I'm so busy, I haven't got time. I'm overwhelmed at the
Di,
moment.
just 2 minutes walk.
Whack.
Well, I love getting a head whack. I've done this at events before.
Oh, I
People
see.
are whacking people
She's
on the
messing my
arse.
hair,
I
teacher.
know. Yeah, she won't like that one.
So what we're seeing here
Yeah.
is that,
Scratch
so
that.
for example, let's
Oh,
talk
that
about the
felt great.
walk. Let's talk about the walk for a
Yes,
minute.
yes.
Okay. So let me just ask you this. Have you ever had a knock on the door and you've opened the door and someone's there because you've said to this up. Okay, I want to go for this walk, but I don't have the time because a walk has to be like at least 30 minutes, right? And it needs to be a beautiful, clear sky out there, and I need to have the right jumper on my sneakers I can't find them, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, God, I'm resonating on every level.
So you get a knock on the door, and it's someone there
now?
standing there with some
God.
handcuffs.
We're on an aircraft
getting
now,
more
and
exciting.
there's a naughty passenger.
If you could just pop those on. Diane.
Okay.
So listen,
Hands behind your back.
Can I do this back to Nicola?
Okay, you do it back to Nicola. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It's my turn to be naughty.
Yeah,
is
you
it?
put it on.
Isn't her turn to
Yeah,
be
you
naughty?
put it- yeah,
See,
you
this
put
is
naughty.
my inner child. I don't want to be the naughty one because I normally am.
So this, we're
So what
putting
am I
handcuffs
putting on?
on.
What am I
Yeah,
putting
pop them
on?
on. Hopefully there's a key
you
there
get them
somewhere.
on?
Yeah. No.
And this, so Di, you are pretending now you are the perfect police, right? And the perfect police says, no, you're under arrest because this walk that you think you're going to do that's only going to be, 2 minutes? That's not perfect enough. The rules are that it has to be this 30 minutes, 60 minutes, wearing the active wear. So you are under arrest because as the perfect police. So, Nicola, have you ever had the perfect police visit you, really? Have you ever had someone knock on your door with the handcuffs because something hasn't been perfect?
No one really cares, do they?
There is no perfect police.
I love it. I finally got, because I was lost there.
True, yeah.
You just nailed it. Okay, I get it all.
Yeah, it's the perfect police.
There is no such thing as perfect. It does not exist.
You are not going to get under arrest if you do a walk that's 2 minutes long. That's not 20 minutes long. That's just around your house, your backyard,
Can I hit it
around
with
the
this?
block.
Can I get these off, Di?
Okay, you can get those off now.
Where's the key?
I think we've lost the key.
Oh,
No,
no.
just kidding. Bring them over to me. No,
my
you don't need
God.
the key. Bring them over to me.
Here, Lizzie.
Here we
This
go.
is so cute. That's
There we
great,
go.
though. I love that. I love demos. I'm a visual person. I love that stuff.
We have all these rules
I love the white colour too.
around what action has to look like. We have all these rules that,
It's true.
it has to look this certain way.
Yes.
And it has to be
It's
this
exhausting.
perfect thing. And sometimes we don't even realise that we've made up all these rules. Well, if we're going to exercise, it has to be at least 30 minutes. If we're going to do weights, we've got to go to the gym. 2 minutes, really? What's that going to do? But I mean, what do you think? If you went and had a walk for 2 minutes instead of no minutes, what would that do for you, do you think?
Well, firstly, it's counterintuitive to me because my brain's saying, no, you're tired. You really should, can't stand that word, you should not be walking, you're tired, right? But the irony in all of this, you go for a walk, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, whatever, you come back energized. That's the remarkable thing about the brain of no, spiral down, you can't. And yet you go out, make the effort, you come back body, mind, spirit alive again.
It switches the brain. Is that, not only just sort of like the endorphins and moving, it's just sort of saying getting the blood circulating as well. You've shifted your mindset. And really, ultimately, everything is the mindset, isn't it? It's like switching it around, being aware. But yeah, we want to hear more.
It's incredible.
Yeah, because you think, what's 2 minutes going to do? But like you just said, 2 minutes you start to, first of all, you've gotten unstuck.
You've got out.
You've gotten out. You've made that
Put those shoes on you that wouldn't fit, but they do.
Got out of the mud.
How much more achievable does 2 minutes sound in your mind when you're tired, when you can't be bothered, when you think, I've got to do the dishwasher, I've got to do these emails. How much more achievable does 2 minutes sound to the 20 minutes or the 30 minutes?
Unbelievable.
So I can do 2 minutes. And even if you just do 2 minutes, let's take example, a walk. There's research that shows even a 1 to 2 minute walk increases your mood, gives you more energy, and also helps to regulate your blood sugar spikes, especially after you've eaten. So we know from so much research that even just that 2 minutes does stuff to us, great stuff to us in a physiological way, but also that mental way to get you out of that unstuck place, to bust all the excuses that are getting in the way. When you say back to that voice, you whack back. Just 2 minutes, do that. And if you think about your life and all the times that you are waiting, you're holding yourself back, that's not just necessarily exercise. It might be some side hustle you're wanting to start. It might be, some project you're wanting to do, a podcast that you're wanting to begin. But you think, no, we've got to wait until we've got more time and we've got to wait this. But what's something that you could start doing? Taking that first small step, because then what happens? Then you're like, now I've gotten into motion. And so then you want to do the next step and the next and the next. And then as you guys can see right now, 4 years later, here you are. And this all started from that first small step. Maybe it was a text message that you did, that conversation over the back fence.
Well, so shot you that message. You're in Aspen and that little Facebook message. Do you want to do a podcast? And it came back with a message this long.
And I was in the airport lounge, remember? I wrote a whole pad of pages.
So the answer was yes.
I can't stop thinking about how many people are sedentary during the day that sit at a desk in the corporate world. That really worries me. Like, here's another thing I just constantly worry about: people sitting all day. It's bad enough that we're doing this on our phones. If you're on YouTube, you'd watch me doing this. How do people overcome that problem? I mean, we're literally chained to a computer.
I wrote a book about this, my last book, because my
What was
daughter,
that name?
The Active Workday Advantage.
Okay, great, yes. Okay.
Because my daughter came home from school and she was in such a bad mood. She was about 15 and she slammed the door behind her and she said to me, "Mum, why is it at school that we have to sit and sit and sit all day? We are all falling asleep. My back's killing me. Everyone's just staring out the window because to sit and listen for that long and for work for that long, it's just not working." And she was really, really annoyed about it. And I said to her, "I don't know, Ruby." And the thing is that so many industries that you go into in the workforce are exactly the same. So then you go into work and you sit and sit and sit, and it's no one really takes breaks, and it's just become the norm. I thought, okay, I'm going to write a book to try and change things a little bit in my own little way for when my girls get into the workforce or
How
other
do we
people
do that?
out there.
How do we start that?
And just so that it starts to become, I think, so many things become the norm, right? And it's just, we don't question it. I mean, it's
We're
great that
creatures
you're
of
here
habit.
questioning it.
We're creatures of habit.
Some people will sit at work all day and not
Yep.
even think about
No.
it. It's only when maybe they get up at the end of the day
Yeah.
and then they go to put something in the dishwasher and they hurt something in their back
Yeah.
because their body has been in this stuck position all day. So what will happen is, same thing happens at work. We go, okay, well, I need to get out for an hour walk at lunchtime. Oh, no, actually, I've got to do that email. I've got to do that, so I'm not going to do anything. Or I've got to go and I'll do that gym class in the morning, and that's fine because then I can sit the rest of the day. But research shows that's not how it works. We're still really at great chance of all the detrimental things that come from all this sitting. So it's really about finding these small moments in your day that you can disrupt these long hours of sedentary sitting. And even if that means not getting up off your chair. So try this for me. Imagine that you have dropped a pen or pens either side of you, right?
Yep.
So just drop them down there.
Yep.
Okay, now you're going to lean over, make sure you kind of go the same way or go different ways, that's it, and lean over and pick up the pen. And now come on up.
Oh, I could stay there. It feels so
Yeah,
good.
so good, right? And now the other side.
I'm actually going to.
Lean
Now
over,
we're
pick
gonna
up
hit
the
each other.
here we are. Bang.
Pick up the
I'm gonna
pen.
whack
Well,
you.
yeah, I just had a nice little tap in my spine. Yeah, so you're going down, and so just those small little moves. Okay, next one. Imagine.
That feels good.
Well, let's put the arm up
Yeah.
I
here.
actually love
Imagine
that.
now that
We've
someone has
even got a
called
click.
out from behind you. So they've
Use this
called
as a
out,
back
and you're going to
scratcher.
twist around.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
twist
someone's
around.
calling me.
Someone's
So
calling
I'm
you
at
from
my
behind.
desk.
Yes. Turn
Am
around.
I bending with my arm or I'm just turning?
Whatever. Yeah, just twist.
Oh, God.
And then come around and
This is
twist the other
good.
side.
Like I'm doing yoga.
So the guy that works for me is quite handsome. I can
Oh,
just be
there you
looking-
go.
Hello,
Yes,
how are
yes.
you?
So there you go. If you're listening to this, guys, having a good old
Okay,
flirt
I've got
with the
I've
guy
got a counterbalance.
behind him
Oh,
there.
that
Yes.
feels good,
Woo,
doesn't it?
Always good
Now
to
we
stretch,
haven't got
isn't it?
off our bumps.
No, and people say, no, I can't do this because I'm on back-to-back meetings, like back-to-back. I'm like, okay, well, what can you do in a meeting? What about if you pretend someone said something really interesting to you and nod your head, big nod of your head. And now
Meantime,
you stretch
all the
out
staff
back.
have gone, she's
Yeah,
cray-cray.
And now turn your head no, like someone said no.
Oh, I love that.
See how these are so little, but we think everything has to be so big. We think we have to get up and do star jumps in the office.
You don't.
Simply by
Oh,
moving your body.
Music
like
to our
that.
ears,
Do
Lizzie.
you feel stretch from doing? I know it's
Yeah,
weird.
no, I
feel
really
stretched.
do, and I just
It's
love. I
weird.
seriously love hearing this. It's a great question you asking that because, and I know there are more things of stand-up desks. Like I know BJ's
Yes.
got one,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think
my
we're addressing
son,
a lot more in the workforce and people being more aware. But you know, talking about with the aircraft, it's the same sort of thing of if you're stuck in a seat for hours, and some of those
Yes.
long haul flights are 16
Yeah.
hours, you can't always get across and
No.
walk up and down the
Let alone
aisle,
do
or
a
you can't do
pee.
that. But just even those things, you know, that is moving your feet around. So even if you are squashed in that seat, but you get that circulation, there are some things you can do.
Yes.
And it's Lizzie, there's such
It's
good
true.
reminders.
Yeah, we need it. We need it.
But
We need
those
this.
simple things, because you know you
That's
sort of
great.
think all of a sudden people put it into the category going, oh, all offices are bad. There's no hope. Well, actually, you can manage it and work in the situation that you've
and
got.
don't you love HR or management that actually encourage stuff like we're all going to do a walk in a park at 1?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
or what you can do.
I mean,
a lot
that's
of
something I
companies,
just
a lot of
pull
companies
from the
I
air.
work with, at the start of a meeting, they go, right, 2 minutes. What can we do? So that might be simply what we did then. Let's do a little chair stretch. You can have your cameras on or off. It doesn't matter. Maybe if you're physically able to, spend 2 minutes just standing up and having a bit of a shake out, roll your shoulders back, roll down, touch your toes.
Yeah, that's a good one. isn't it?
Whatever.
Shoulders back.
Shoulders
It's
back.
good.
So if
So many
even
people
just like,
they get all
Hunch, stops the
over.
hunch.
Yeah,
shoulders
yeah,
down.
love that.
Exactly. And you know
Boobies
what? The
out.
thing is
Boobs
with
come
with
out, yeah.
the shoulders back as well.
That's good.
There's all that
Yeah, isn't
research
it?
about how
It's good.
it makes you feel
Yeah.
more
Stronger and confident.
Taller.
So yeah, if you were
yeah.
heading into say something even
Even if someone's driving, listening now, do that while you're driving.
Yeah.
It's safe.
Yeah,
Pull the shoulders back.
Shoulders back.
Be aware of that.
Yeah, and it's that whole idea of when your shoulders go back and you change your body's state, then you're sending a signal to your brain that goes, oh, whoa, you're feeling confident, aren't you? Even if you're not. Shoulders are back. And then research shows other people around you perceive you as more confident.
Now, that's
so you walk into a
interesting.
room,
Going for a
you're on
job
a
interview,
meeting,
going for really everyday
It's almost
life.
like animals in nature. You know, when they approach almost with confidence, I'm going to win. I'm going to get the prey.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they get fearful. Not that you want fear, but that's in nature. But the same with humans. It's like, oh my God, she's confident. I'm going to trust her. Right, what's she got to say?
Yeah.
And I bet when you walk out on stage and you're on the speaking circuit, I bet you do just that.
Yeah, and I like to imagine having one of these on. I'll show you.
Okay, yeah.
I've got a toolbox here.
Okay, we
Love
like
it.
the
I'm
tools.
handing
love it.
over
Yeah.
these bright
Got to watch on YouTube.
yellow
It's
cakes,
free.
right? I want you to put that
I
on.
love it.
I love
Yeah.
this.
I love
So first of all,
See,
Oh, see, we're
childlike,
all-
you
you
don't
can
forget.
this.
imagine that you're having a bit of a
Ta-da.
hard day, and it feels like
I'm
you
in
know
India.
when you're feeling like the victim.
Mm.
And it's,
Here we go.
that victim thing is really easy to
Yes,
feel. We
yes,
all
yeah.
feel it. I feel
Yeah.
it as well. So I love this visualization, or you can get yourself one of these capes in real life, is to go
Cook
and
dinner in it.
imagine you have, walked into the phone booth or something like that, and you've gone and you've put on your big bright yellow cape.
Superwoman.
Like this. Superwoman.
Yeah.
And you walk out
Yeah.
and you walk through your office with this yellow cape on.
I love it.
You walk into something that's hard in your life, or a person you're having to talk to, or your kids, whatever, and in your imagination, or you can get one in real life, you have one of these capes on. And now you've gone from feeling that victim, that hard, into the bit of that feeling of that superhero, even if it's just for that one moment. You can't hold on to these
No,
things all
of
day.
course not.
But just these little moments that you
Playful.
can pull into your toolbox and grab out these really easy, achievable tools just to help you shift your state.
Even
in
if it's
that
a
moment.
visual of
Yes,
the cape.
That's
Yeah, well,
right.
I
Not
think that's
necessarily
so
the
good,
cape.
and it's also
Yeah.
gives you that sort of inner confidence. You know, so sometimes saying a bright red lipstick might then lift you up.
It's
And
true.
And the yellow. Tell us about what's yellow to you. Why do you wear it?
I mean,
And she's
when
got
you-
full yellow,
when
guys,
you see
head to
someone
toe.
in yellow,
Yeah.
how does it make you feel?
I feel
Uplifted,
happy.
happy
It's-
colour,
it's,
isn't it?
Sorry, I'm banging the
Yeah.
microphone. I saw Lizzie coming
Sunflower.
down the road this morning, and it made me happy. Isn't that bizarre?
So it's another
I went, oh, that's a beautiful colour.
Yeah.
There's shortcut.
I don't have any
I was
yellow
saying
in my
Gail
wardrobe.
King, Oprah's bestie, her favourite colour is yellow,
Yellow.
and she'll wear yellow, 9 out of 10 times.
I'm
You know,
loving
so
this.
it's
I've turned into a
wonderful.
little girl.
You know, the other thing too, Lizzie, when I
Let's
ask
play
you is
games.
about with comparison. We always would say it's the thief of joy.
It is.
And I love it in your book. Now, your latest book, the third one, is, guess what, 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
But you've got it, and I love this line from the book, is like the next time you see someone doing something amazing, instead of seeing their success as a reminder of what you haven't done yet, see it as proof of what's possible. And I love that. Because, you see that so often, or people might sort of see other people that's on Instagram, whatever, or they're doing this, or they're overseas, or they're
It's
doing
very
that,
true.
and I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, turn it around and
Stay
go,
in your
wow.
lane,
No,
kiddo.
and be happy for someone and go, they're showing us that if they can do it, well, I can do it. Is that how you see it, Lizzie?
Yeah, it goes to show how we can do these reframes.
Yeah.
And even though we get very stuck in a way of thinking, I mean, I was stuck in comparison for a long time. I'm sure a lot of people listening are as well. And sometimes you're stuck in it, you don't even realize you're doing it. And if you can just stop for a moment and have that reset and that reframe of, oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, that's what they're doing. I could do that too. And it's really good, I
If
think,
not
to
better.
It's really good to keep
Showing you a way of doing it.
yeah, and keep proof of it as well, because you'll
true.
probably find some patterns.
Yeah.
If you keep getting a bit triggered by someone who's online and has started a podcast,
Yeah.
why is that triggering you? What is it in you that you want? If you see
Yes.
someone online that is traveling a lot or seems to be doing something on YouTube, whatever, and you keep going, oh man, and it gives you that feeling of not good enough, or I'm never going to be able to do it. And you can keep a bit of a comparison proof journal as well. You can keep on your notes app on your phone. Keep writing down, when are the times that I start to feel a bit like, how come they're doing that and I'm not? And use that as this
I do that. I
signpost.
write them down on my
Motivate you?
notes.
Motiv-
And then every month I'll go through it, start deleting what I've taken on board. Or no, that doesn't suit me anymore. It's really healthy. I have to pull the car over sometimes because I go, brilliant, and I write it down. I think that's really healthy, the notes, because it's there quick. You have to go and buy an exercise book. Oh, I haven't got my journal or whatever. It works. Really does.
I do a lot of voice memoing actually on my phone. In fact, I wrote this whole next book. I've written all my books on voice memos.
I think I'm going to do mine
Yeah,
that
so
way.
press- and I do
Yeah.
it
I
all
think it's
walking.
really good.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
I do a bit of that. I
So
think
you're
it's a really
walking.
good way
Yeah.
because I think, when you're walking, you get the, I don't know, so thoughts in your mind, you haven't, the outside noise is gone and, then, just they flow because, you're flowing
It's
that way.
true.
And it's a
And
really
it's healthy
smart
letting
way.
it out.
It's a smart way because then you
Yeah.
can come back another way and listen and go, oh, wow.
Yes, exactly.
I impressed myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're there in front of your computer about to type, I'm holding up my handcuffs, the perfect police comes in and goes, oh no, that wasn't a good sentence.
Yes.
Oh no, we can't start like that. Let's go back, delete. Whereas when you are talking it out, not only if you're walking and talking do we release BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor in our brain.
I like that. Did you know
Fertilizer
that
for our
right?
brain.
BDNF.
BDNF. That's all right.
BDNF,
It's like
okay.
fertilizer for your brain. It releases this fertilizer type stuff when we are walking.
I believe that.
There's also a study by Stanford University that shows that compared to sitting, walking increases your creative output by 60%. And those creative juices continue to flow when you sit back down. So walking it out, talking it out, and also if you press voice memo to say, for example, if you're listening, you want to write a book, every time I would be out walking, I would think to myself, I don't know what I'm going to say, or maybe does anyone even going to want to read this book? Am I good enough? Blah, blah. I go, okay, just 2 minutes. Just press record on your phone for just 2 minutes. Come on, that's not enough to write a book. 2 minutes is enough. It's like, just do 2 minutes. And so I would press record and go, okay, I'm here. I'm going to do 2 minutes. I don't really know what I'm going to say. I'm going to start talking, and then I start talking. And then, as you guys would know, sometimes that goes to 20 minutes. Other times like an hour.
3 hours later.
Yeah,
I love
it gets rid of the perfectionism. It gets you into action, get started. And then at the end of, say, a year, you look back and go, oh my gosh, all those little moments of me voice memoing or getting that book out there or anything you're wanting to start, that has all started to add up. And here I am now with another book. And that all comes from just these small moments at a time, just 2 minutes.
Should I start housework, 2 minutes of housework?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Is that possible?
One of my most watched
washing?
YouTube videos is my housework workout.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I've got to look it up.
Yeah. So,
cool.
It's great. So if
Well, you're
doing
talking my
that,
lingo.
just 2 minutes. Right.
Am I
Okay. What
taking
can I
it?
do? Turn on a great song
Scarf,
and turn that housework into a workout. Another great reframe.
Yeah,
rather than going,
brilliant.
oh, look,
Yeah.
they've left all this stuff for me. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's turn on 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton and set a timer for 2 minutes and just go around this house and let's
I love
clean
you.
this up.
Yes,
Oh,
I
you're
know.
such a. Do you know you go around the world speaking and inspiring others? Tell me something. I think I've been to the yoga conference even with Nicola. I love it. When I'm in a conference, hundreds and hundreds of people, and the person up the top, because I know you do this, that says, okay, everyone stand up, we're going to do. I love watching the people because it's procrastination. It's people sitting there going, rolling their eyes, or I don't want to do this.
And
I came
feeling
to
awkward
listen.
at the start, going, I don't want to.
Feeling
And by
awkward,
the end, you go, that was the best
it
time.
It actually blows my mind because I watch these key people, and because Nicola will be cartwheeling, loves that, and I'll be a little bit, and then I'm into it. But I love watching the people who you knew didn't want to do it, who are jumping on the chair out of control. Tell us about that in your particular, in all the various talks you do, because you get them moving. Hello, funny that.
I don't think that there's probably a speaker out there that gets groaned at more than me.
Wow.
I can hear
that's
the
interesting.
groans, whether it's 10 people, 10,000
See,
people.
that's good. You're not
the
afraid of
groans.
that.
So what I
Wow.
do
Good.
is I say, okay, what we're going to do on the count of 3, I'm going to let you let out your biggest groan before we do anything. And
That's
you
it.
can turn to that person next to you and let out your biggest groan. If you're excited about it, let out your big groan for all the groaners in the room here with you. So ready, count of 3, 1, 2, 3, big groan. And it's huge. Sometimes it kind of blows me back, but it's a massive groan. And then, okay, right. And now I lift up my arms. Okay, now if you're physically able to, we're going to get on up. And there's something about calling out that resistance that really, really works.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Calling out
calling out the
resistance.
For life.
I know what you're thinking. I know that this is going to feel a bit awkward for you. I know that the last thing you want, here we go.
Yes.
Yeah, one of these ones.
I didn't come for
So I
this.
say all that out loud, and I recognize
So
the
you name
resistance.
it.
I name it.
I love that.
Yeah, and then okay, she gets me. I also often give them a whole lot of reasoning behind why we're going to do it. maybe it's at 60%
Justify
more
it.
creative output. And then you're so right. It's so often those people are like, oh, I don't want to do it, but they let out that groan, they get up, and then they're all high five.
It is the
It's
funniest
it.
thing.
It's one extreme to the other.
And even if they hate it doing it, in that 2 minutes, I always say to everybody at the beginning, put up your hands on a scale of 0 to 10, where you're at with your energy right now, how you're feeling. And there's usually, the 5, maybe the average. Yes. And then after the groans, get everyone up, bit of a walk around, whatever, something pretty simple, maybe some high fives. Okay, sit back down. Hands up now. Where are you at with your energy? And the amount of 10s and jazz hands that I see out there.
Jazz hands.
How rewarding.
Let's do the jazz
hands.
Whoa.
People feel that shift in the energy in themselves, but then they also feel the shift in the energy in the room. And even if you haven't really loved it, you're still shifting your state. And when you shift your state, then you move into what's next, which might be my talk, whatever it's there at the conference. If you're at home, if you have one of those moments, you can have a groan. If you don't want to do something, turn on a song, have a dance, whatever. And then you shifted your state. Okay, now I'm able to go in and do this thing much more in a way that feels good compared to where I was 2 minutes before.
You don't have to take yourself so seriously.
You
I think
know
some
what?
people, they're in this here going, I don't do that or whatever, and I'm above all this. We don't do those things there.
It's
and you go,
true, Nicola.
who cares? Like,
I'm so sick of people. Get over it.
Is, like that.
I know that sounds rude, but I mean it.
But it's ultimately then get over yourself, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
100%.
whatever they're doing is their business.
because you're affected.
And so many people sort of worry about what other people are thinking.
It's
and
very
really,
true.
It doesn't matter, does it?
No.
Because they're too busy
in your
thinking about
60s,
themselves.
more so, you just go, don't care.
Well, they're the gifts of aging, as you do, you sometimes then, they say you go into the no F's era.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
us.
actually kind of do, you can be respectful, but it's just like going, really, I don't care anymore. I'm going to be saying that. And it's really is sort of refreshing, and you've got that confidence sort of to say that.
So nice to hear you guys say that. I mean, before I do the getting them groaning and everything, I do give them all a bit of a fright, because I show them a photo of me when I was dancing on a cruise ship with a cruise ship on my head.
Gorgeous.
Right, and I'm wearing this
with a cruise ship.
I've literally got a cruise ship on my head. That's how it's a dance.
As you do.
And so I say often to my audiences, okay, so what I thought we would do, because I'm really wanting to lift the energy, I'm going to teach you all this Moulin Rouge style routine, and then I'm going to get you up on stage and we're going to all perform it together. And some people are always like, yes, but most of the audience is pretty much running out the door. Okay, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
scare the hell out of you. I've got you away and I've got your attention.
How was it working on a cruise ship and being the dancing girl?
Oh, it was really, really
What ones did
fun.
you do? Did you go all around the world, or
mainly I did around Indonesia was my big one on the Awani Dream cruise ship. And the crazy thing about being on a cruise ship is that sometimes it's all smooth sailing and lovely, and other times you're on the high seas.
And you're on high heels.
High heels.
And you're dancing in rough seas.
How the hell?
Dancing in rough seas. So they're standing backstage thinking,
just 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like looking at the hostess on the plane.
Or is it finishing in 2 minutes?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. But it really teaches you that the show must go on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whether that's you're a cruise ship dancer, or sometimes in life, you need to step out from behind those wings, even if you're on your equivalent of a rocking ship.
Particularly with a ship on your head.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
You did that. On your talk circuit, can you you share remarkably, or should I say, you are a motivator. Can you share some tips for some of our listeners that you preach on your talk circuit? Some of the core positive motivational words of wisdom from our beautiful friend Lizzie.
One of my favorite ones actually is coming back to something that I really got inspired again by my daughter Ruby, and I went past her bedroom door one day and there was all these little post-it notes on the door, and I saw it and went, what is this? Okay, I've got sleepovers, friends, sunrises.
Good
I
on
said,
her.
Ruby, what's this? And she's like, Mum, that's my gratitude wall. And anytime you come past, you can add something to it if you want to. But when I walk into my bedroom door, I see that, and it reminds me of what I'm grateful for. And so then I was walking along one day thinking, how can I bring this into my audiences? Because getting everyone to do a gratitude wall when there's thousands of people in a room
when they're
is
groaning.
not that easy, and they're groaning and everything. And then it came to me. So let's do this now.
Yes, please. I love
Here's a
this.
post-it
And
note.
yellow.
Okay. So I want you to grab the Post-it note, make sure the sticky side's on the back side.
Yeah, okay.
And I want you to write down something that you are grateful for.
Okay.
Just one thing.
One thing if you like, one or two things. Okay. And now, so you're going to take that off,
Put it on my forehead?
The Post-it note and stick it on your forehead.
Yeah.
You got to watch on YouTube.
Yes, so stick it on your forehead, and now look at each other, and what have you got written there, guys? Share what you've got. Family.
I've got
Mine's
friendship.
coming off because of my moisturiser.
Yeah, same here.
I've got Di, Nicola.
So we're all together because we're family.
She is my
Diana.
family.
Look at that.
She's
And
my sister.
friendship is us, and all our listeners. Everyone here, like the community,
I got to
really
put a heart
there
on top
is.
of the eye.
Yeah, I'll do a heart.
Right. Then what? So that goes on to wherever.
So that goes. You stick that. If you were there, you could stick that.
So
on
in the
your forehead.
conference,
you
you
could
put
do
it on.
conference, everyone
How
sticks it on.
fabulous! So someone you don't know either side
That's
of you,
right.
hi,
Yeah.
and they'll look at that and laugh or go, "How fabulous!" or whatever.
You know what? It really, it's fun.
People love child life stuff.
Exactly.
Like, do we do another one?
Yeah, and so
Yeah, we want to do more. We'll play more games.
No, I'd be
One
here
more.
for hours. Everyone's gone to sleep.
Yeah.
Don't go to sleep at the wheel.
I'll give you one more. So
And
that's
listeners,
your
write.
gratitude
Actually,
practice.
I'd really like to know, listeners, write in what you like as well, and then also we'll have a link on the books out too that we'll have it that they can get your book as well.
Yes.
So
And we'll talk about that, guys.
Have you
Right
got time
in.
for one more?
Yeah, of course
Okay,
we
great.
do.
I would like you both to turn to each other and give each other a compliment.
Kiss.
You go
No,
first.
A compliment.
Yes.
Well, I started with a compliment. I love your zest for life.
Oh,
It's worth bottling. Sometimes you're my oxygen tank.
thank you, Di.
You'll go.
I just love your friendship, your laugh, your warmth, just you being you.
No.
And I'm grateful for it. Really grateful. And I get to work. We get to work
I know.
together. So how lucky is that? So
Like,
I'm
it's
really,
pretty remarkable.
I'm really grateful for that.
How nice does that feel to get a compliment
I get
Yeah.
and to give a compliment?
emotional.
And is it hard?
No.
Okay, so not hard.
It's simple
not hard
tips
at all.
again. So you're saying
Okay.
now, give a compliment, write something down
Yeah,
as
but
well.
wait.
Yeah, so hold on.
That was
So
easy.
what-
The
so what-
compliment, the compliment to someone
Okay.
else is easy.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
what if
so-
you were to
Wow.
use a Post-it note or a pen or a paper, whatever you've got a notes app, if you could write down a compliment to yourself.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Something,
Wow.
start with your name,
Mm-hmm.
write down your name,
Oh, yeah.
or something, just some words, of some whatever it is that you want.
I need
Something that is
glasses,
great
'cause I'm-
about you. Something's great about you. Okay, so we're all writing something down
Yeah.
here.
That's really good because sometimes
yeah.
you don't always do it to
No,
yourself, do
'cause you
you?
think- Here we
how
go
do we
again,
talk?
it's
How do we talk
selfish,
to
yeah.
ourselves often?
It's
Yeah.
so
What do we
often.
say? Would you say sometimes what's in your head? Would you say that to each other?
Mm.
You know?
Oh, I might remind her that I'm fucking great. No, excuse me for
Oh, no,
swearing.
What I mean is that
Don't you just say it all the time?
what I mean is all the negative stuff.
I'm bloody
The negative stuff that we say to ourselves when we look in the mirror,
often.
when we
Yeah.
putting on
The
some jeans that
subconscious.
no longer fits, like whatever,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff,
Yes.
but you
Yeah.
haven't nailed some kind of project
Like
or
we
something.
need 30 of these whackers.
Yeah, so we
because
need
you're
the
like, what are you
whackers.
saying?
So
Yeah.
saying something, would you share what you wrote about yourself? I'll
Go,
go
Jack.
first.
Okay, you go first.
I said,
I'm going to stick it on my head.
Lizzie, you keep showing up.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, I love
turn.
that.
You'll rehearse, we're not.
Oh,
That's a great one. I've just put, Dinah, you're kind and generous.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah.
And so Nicola, determination, which is, I guess, is like
Hold on, double Aries.
Yeah,
She is
showing up.
determined.
determined. It's a inner.
And doesn't back. So he's been telling her, and she's telling us, but she doesn't back down. She's like, no, we can do this.
We'll try, if there's not one way,
Determined.
I'll try another way
Yeah.
or another way. And,
It's
we all get
admirable.
knockbacks in life and, we all get crushed down. But
Yeah.
longer I live, I just sort of think, let's keep on trying if it's not that way. And sometimes, a no is a direction and, another direction,
She
isn't it?
goes,
So it's
oh,
sort of
okay.
a
Then I'm going to
stop
go
there.
figure out how to get around that N-O. And I'll go, oh, let me do, I'm the Capricorn earthy. So I'll go, oh, maybe we could do, and she'll, no, that's fine. Well, it's good. We'll go that way. And I'm always like, wow. And I just sort of ride in her slipstream.
But you do it your own way too, Di.
I do.
So it's like, you
I
do it yourself for in your
I
own
know,
way. But
I
I think
know.
it's nice because you don't always recognise it yourself. So I was thinking something that I don't say to myself. I don't really say that I'm
No.
determined, but I'm looking at different things going, I kind of am.
You are.
Because for certain things, if I set a goal or, you mightn't always get it that way or put things on pause, but you keep on trying.
Have we got another 2 hours?
Yeah.
Or 2 minutes? No.
Anything,
That was very powerful.
I love it. I like your
Could you tell
questions,
us-
Di. What would you say now,
yours?
Lizzie? What are
yours is
your
great.
then lasting sort of
Yeah.
favourite tips or
Yeah.
things like that you'd like to share?
My question would be, what are you waiting for?
Oh,
Oh, I've got to write that one down.
Yes.
What are you
Yeah,
waiting
we-
for?
Now, I've had my phone and put it in my notes.
Yeah.
What is something
I actually
It's
love
recorded
that.
on
something
YouTube,
you're
Di.
wanting to do that you're not doing and why? What are you telling yourself?
That really resonated with
Take
me.
a moment to think, what is it? Are you saying to yourself,
Wow.
I don't have the time? Are you saying to yourself, I'm too old? Are you saying to
Yes.
yourself, I'm not ready? Are you saying to yourself, no, I'm too tired? All the things that we say to ourselves. And then the waiting is the thing that's keeping us so stuck. So what is right now, today, that one small move, that one
Then
small
wash over
step,
you.
Gonna
Then
get
wash
swapped
over
at
you.
the
2
end. I'm
minutes
loving it.
that you can
Just
take
2
in that
minutes.
direction. If you could see it there, just take the move, make the tiniest steps. Each small moment and each small step that we take really do add up. I remember when Stella, 6 months or so after, Stella's my eldest, 6 months or so after I had done that first plie at my kitchen bench, and Stella said to me, let's have a dance, Mummy.
Oh,
She picked up on the energy.
Yeah, and I
mums are
said,
fun,
okay,
though.
because for months I'd been saying, oh, no, I can't, or I'm just making dinner, or I'm faking my way through it. And this day I said, yeah, okay, let's do
2
it.
minutes.
Yeah. And so I had her
better than nothing.
and Ruby and Stella in my arms, and we started dancing together. And I looked over at Stella, and then I looked at Ruby, and it was like the first time that I had really, really looked them in the eye and seen them for months
Mum's
and
back.
months. And
You
I
got
felt
found
like I was
joy.
getting myself back.
Your heart
and that
was beating.
started with those 2 minutes of plies at my kitchen bench, and then getting more professional help, keeping on taking those steps. Those small steps can really lead you to somewhere that at the moment and in that time really can feel impossible.
Oh,
Well done.
wow.
Well
That is
done. Giving
just
back.
fantastic.
You know, don't ever think that someone's
Yes,
successful. It's like, oh, yeah, they've had it
You've
easy.
really helped so many people.
It's
Who are
often-
your biggest mentors?
I just love the women in my life. I've got an
Oh.
incredible group of women. Lee Holmes.
Oh, we
is
love
one
Lee
of them.
Holmes.
Shout out
We're
to
just
Lee
talking about
and
Lee
her
having
new
coffee.
book that hit the bestseller
Is-
Amazon list
can you believe
today.
that?
Is it?
Eat to Heal.
She is
and I was lucky I
remarkable.
emceed it the other week.
She's
and
incredible.
You
I
did it the
love
year
her.
before at Bookaccino. And go Lee, and you can tune
She's
back
at
into
over,
her
our over the back fence.
from season
literally.
1. You've had actually quite a few in our podcast. Your friends, some of the others.
Yes, I've got this incredible mastermind of speakers. Amelia Phillips.
Amelia
Yeah,
Phillips,
we love her.
one of
We've been
I'm
on
in awe of her.
hers.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Christy Goodwin.
Yes,
Christy, Yaz London, Abby White. I've got
love
what's
these
happened
women.
is I've got these
Alison
Dynamic.
Shamir.
Chelsea Pottinger,
Yeah. Yes.
Michelle Chevalier Head.
Oh,
we love
these
her.
incredible,
Beautiful.
these people
All
in my
back
life.
fences.
And so now there's been times where we've literally sat around the table and I've said, I think this isn't working, or I'm drowning, or whatever. We've all had our own version of this in our work life and personal life. And I feel these women literally lean in to me. We do it for each other. Lean in and go, what do you need? How can I help you?
Yep.
And the next day, it's followed through with maybe an email.
So
or
what about
something.
someone
It's
that's listening
incredible.
doesn't have that circle of women or circle of
I didn't
support?
have it either. And then we started it.
One friend, one text.
It's one text.
One
The
coffee.
first person. I had another great friend, Amy Malloy, and she and I were following each other on Instagram and for a few years. And then we reached out to each other. We were having a little direct message and said, hey, what do you think about the idea of us just having a phone call once a fortnight and having a walk and talk on the phone and helping each other out and sharing what's going on and really talking about this work stuff? She said, that sounds great. And 5 years later, we're still doing that. So it can just be that one person that helps you, maybe with some sort of accountability, or maybe the person who tells you, no, keep going, don't give up. Find that person that you can go, yeah, I'm not sure what to charge for this. And I charge for this, for that. Or I don't know what to do, how to reply to that
So for
email.
someone listening, don't listen to the grammars. They won't want to take your call or whatever. Do it. Just
2
phone one
minutes.
person.
Pick up the
It could
phone,
be a guy
send
or
a
a girl or
text.
whoever.
It's like
whatever.
if someone's down, and
Start
I think
somewhere.
we were saying with
Yeah.
Amelia
2
Phillips, and
minutes.
she was talking about, sometimes people who can be so busy can feel so lonely at different stages because they're going here,
Yeah,
you're caught up
it's
with
very
them there with
true.
the actual sort of friendship. And it's like, then even if you can send that text or something saying if you've got, time for a quick coffee somewhere, and if they say no, that's
So
okay.
what?
There's other people. I think sometimes if you get yourself out of that sort of feeling a bit embarrassed or
Yes,
doing that, it's
correct.
worth that
Make the effort,
comfort.
guys.
And
What's always
you
saying?
get the
What's the
reward
one?
so much back. But I love that because you came from interstate. You had to start again.
What are you waiting
Nearly
for?
Everyone else
What are you
is.
That's
the
So
one
what
that-
are you waiting for?
God, it's been amazing
Well, we've been
today.
waiting for you to come on our
Amazing.
podcast.
Look at all these
and
things
you're
I've
about
got.
to
I'm
go to the US
excited.
of A, which we love, and you're going to blow the house down there. Are you
It's
speaking
so
with any
exciting.
other great big speakers, or who else is going to be in
Not,
the room?
not
Do we
this
know?
time, but
Well, she's
I
done it.
love,
How was
I
Barack
love those-
and Michelle
I love
Obama?
those American audiences.
Amazing.
I got to do that with them. It was
That would've been
COVID,
great.
so we did it virtually, but I
Okay,
can still
still.
say that
Oh,
I opened for Barack Obama.
How
It's
cool
incredible.
is that?
We've got
Yeah.
some questions for you.
Okay.
Some really juicy ones, and I'm dying to hear this one in particular. If you had the choice of having anybody in the world, here, past or present, Who would that be and why?
At your back
To
fence.
meet down, to swing your legs over a branch at the back fence.
Well, it's not past, it's not present, but it's future, because I would love to go over that back fence with my future self.
I haven't heard
Oh,
that one.
wow. That's a goodie. I've
'Cause
never
I've got
heard
some
that
questions.
And
one.
what would you say? Tell
Yeah,
us
what are the
would you ask?
questions?
What would you say?
It'd be wonderful to see her, even just the seeing of her. And I'd like to ask her a few questions. And I'd like to ask her, what's the stuff that really hasn't been that important that I think is important? What's, that it's sweat the small stuff. Like, what is all the stuff that hasn't really been that important? And what is the stuff that's been really important to get you to where you are now, to get you to be that person who is still there showing up, who's still there feeling fit and healthy and contributing to the world? And I really would love to hear from her. What are the things that I have been doing that has really helped me to get to where I am now as my future self? And to see your future self, because sometimes we can get so stuck in where we are and asking ourselves all the questions, I don't know what to do, or whether we can't get out of bed to go for that walk, or don't have the energy to make the chia puddings, all that kind of
I'll be around
stuff.
for some chia pudding.
Oh,
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, now I've got the energy. I'll make it.
Otherwise, die. Whack.
Ow! She's coming at the door
If
to
you
whack
were to-
up.
I can't be bothered making the chia pudding. Future self, can you be bothered making that? Do you think I should be
Wow,
making
that's a
that
If
good
it's
chia
healthy
pudding?
for me, yes. If I look
Yeah.
at my future,
Well,
do you know, I've never
okay.
heard that. We've
No.
always heard, like, in their 20s, like if you go back, what
Well, that's actually on that note. It's a good question.
So
I
I've
do
never
want to
heard
ask
future
that.
self.
Future self.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to your 20-year-old Lizzie? What advice what would you say to her now, looking back?
Well, I would say to her what I learnt a bit later when I had daughters, which was this question when I had my two girls, and I said to myself, how am I going to teach them to love themselves truly if I wasn't doing it myself? And so I would say that to my 20-year-old self as well.
Wow.
How are you going to teach others to love themselves if you're not doing it as
Wow.
well? I was a dancer. I had thought that my body was a certain way. I wasted all this time thinking, all this body demons and everything. And so I started, when my girls were born, I made a deal with myself that when I looked in that mirror, I was not going to say anything negative to myself anymore,
Post-it
particularly
notes.
about my body.
Yeah.
And so that's what I started doing, and I started just training my brain over and over again. And I would say to my 20-year-old self, start that now. Because it takes years and years of practice and it takes years of work. Start that now, because you are so worth loving. And when you look in that mirror, tell yourself that.
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful, because
That's
we are a work
beautiful.
in progress.
We
We're
so
not the
sure
lucky
are.
last.
Oh, you want to do it now?
Yeah.
What makes you happy?
Dancing.
Oh,
mine's
cool.
singing
Can we have a
and
little
dancing.
move? Can we have a little move?
Yeah,
Like a
okay.
little
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am. We
I
are
want you to
ready. What are we waiting
that
for?
you
Come
have
on.
Exactly.
Put your hands out in front of you and hold them together, okay?
Yep.
And if you're listening and you're not
Yes,
driving,
yep.
you could do this as well. Okay, I want you to imagine in front of you is this pot, and it's this pot of all the things in there that lifts you up, lights you up, makes you happy, and you are now going to stir that pot. Are you ready? Stir it around.
Okay.
It. Yeah,
Woo,
that's it.
we're
Okay,
doing
who's
a
the singer?
workout
I need
here.
a singer
Di's
here.
the singer. Who's the singer?
Round and round we go. I'm making it up.
And then you
Hold on.
stir it around the other
and
way.
we're going to stir
It's
the
about
pot.
spinning around.
Ow!
Spinning
around.
around.
Oh, you're good.
Get out
That's
of
a
my
great
way.
Now,
way.
last move.
Yeah.
There's a roof above us, right?
Right.
We're going to put our hands here,
Yeah.
and we're going to raise the roof by pushing our hands up and down.
Oh.
Raise the roof. Yeah? You should be dancing.
Dancing, Miss
Yeah.
You should be dancing.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, everyone, thank you for listening.
my language.
Lizzie, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to put all the
Incredible.
links in our show notes. You're such a spark of
You
such
are.
a joy.
Yeah.
It's just, we said 100 times you can see us on YouTube, but it's absolutely
well,
great.
let's say it 101.
And
you can see us on
Yeah,
YouTube.
and don't forget to rate and review. And thank you so much.
I've got my cape.
And our India trip, there's about 3 spots left. So
There is
hop
3
on.
spots.
Yeah, there is.
What are you
yes,
waiting
exactly.
for?
So what are you waiting for? Now, we like our stars. Di Edwards has got her own rating system. Now, out of 5 stars for Lizzie, but what rating do you
I'm
give
giving her 50 out of 5 because she spends her whole life inspiring and motivating others. That's such a gift. In this world of overwhelm, we need more of that. So thank you. Thank you for what you do for everyone, for the whole bloody world. We need more of it.
Yeah,
so
and
there you go.
for sharing your stories. So,
Yeah, we
I
loved every
love
minute.
that.
We've got to cheer each other on.
Yeah,
right?
right
It's
on.
so
So
important.
true.
Yeah,
And
so
speaking of cheering each other
yay!
on,
Okay,
let's get out the
let's
yellow
go.
pom-poms And we're going to cheer
So
each other
good.
on to
Okay,
say you
yeah.
are doing
Hey,
such
thank you,
a
and
great
thank
job.
you, listeners.
Listener, you're doing amazing. We're cheering our
Pom in my
pom-poms for
mouth.
you.
That is so
Woo!
beautiful.
We'll be back in your ears
Another
next
pom
week.
on your pom.
Woo!
Ciao, guys.